Glory Happening, Part 2, Light, from John 8, verse 12. Again Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Essay 7, Sabbath. Life without touching other people is boring as hell. Glennon Doyle Melton. Leanna and Aaron hosted a Shabbat dinner one Friday night, a new investment in recognizing and practicing Sabbath rest every week. There were 8 adults and our 2 boys, who came bustling through the door like it was a birthday party for the 2 of them. We hugged hello and gathered close to the kitchen, because it's always the heart of the home. I tossed the salad, and Elliot came running in, his face beaming. Quasi, Mom, it's Quasi, he yelled as he held up a coloring page, his favorite cartoon character printed on a sheet of crisp white computer paper. Aaron had printed those pages just for him. Love for a 3-year-old in the most sacred sense. When dinner was ready, we pushed ourselves in close around the little dining table piled with vegetarian shepherd's pie and salad and challah bread that was still steaming warm. Because there were so many of us, we ate at the couches, our drinks sitting on the coffee table in the middle of us all. Leanna and Aaron's little living room was filled with the spirit of companionship, with the warmth of food and family. Leanna read a Sabbath prayer, broke the bread, passed it, and began the Shabbat Shalom celebration. We each turned to each other, gave the peace to you greeting, saying with our eyes how thankful we are for community, for freshness of spirit, for celebration of God seeing our humanity. We sat on the couches with our plates full, our wine glasses brimming, laughing big, bellowing laughs. Leanna, our graceful host, smiled all night, her entire being alight at the sound and sight of Sabbath celebration in her 1-bedroom apartment. We finished the meal, and I met Leanna in the kitchen to serve up the peach cobbler and vanilla ice cream in blue teacups. We stood working, not looking at each other. I told her I knew they would be leaving soon, moving away to a fresh season of God's grace, starting seminary in another town, and that I'd miss her. Sometimes community is made up of deep sorrow and deep joy all at once, and that is what Sabbath seems to echo. Shalom is a pronouncement of peace, of knowing that we are broken and filled with grief, but that we are also beckoned into deep joy. Rest, Sabbath rest, communion rest, happens when we gather with each other and say our prayers of hope, our prayers of gratefulness, and our prayers of bare dependence upon God for every good thing. Sabbath is for toddlers to climb on our knees to read books and laugh. It is for Aaron to pull out his trumpet after so many years and play it because Elliot asked him to. It's the celebration hurt of saying goodbye. It is a late-night gathering of community with friends, new and old. It's the deep laugh of recognizing that life is good and holy, even when it's broken and messy. That is Sabbath. That is Shalom. A prayer. Jesus, we are weak and shallow-hearted, yet you give us your presence, a deep well of kindness, ever flowing, never ceasing, to beckon us to life and breath. We are shallow-hearted, and yet we are placed within your care. We are shallow-hearted, and yet you call us into holiness, deep and flowing and good, and we find ourselves allowed into a deeper kind of living than we've ever known before. Hallelujah.